guys, welcome to another episode of Food Beyond Its Nutrition. And guys, today we are making homemade butter. That's right, homemade butter. And it is absolutely delicious. And I'm telling you something, it will be far superior than anything you buy. So, okay, guys, let's get started. You need one ingredient, and that ingredient is cream. Heavy whipping cream or double cream, depending where you are in the world. And it's really important that you use a good quality cream. It actually needs to be 36% butterfat, which is really important. That will give you a wonderful cream. If you can get something higher, then go for it. So the one ingredient we have is heavy whipping cream. I also have some cold water here, and this is ice cold water because I will be washing the butter in that once we've made it. I've got my mason jar here, and I'm going to put my buttermilk. That's what we get. I'm going to put my buttermilk in there and use that later to make some scones actually. Here I have some kitchen paper. And once I've actually rinsed the butter out, I'm going to squeeze as much moisture and as much buttermilk as I can out of the butter. For me, this allows the product to last that much longer. So guys, let's get to it. Right, I'm going to use a stand mixer with the whisk. And you can use a food processor, you can use a blender, you can use a mason jar, you can use anything that can agitate the milk so it can be split apart. Here's my cream. It's absolutely delicious. I love the Strauss brand. Absolutely delicious. So I'm going to start whisking here. And I started whisking on a medium setting. The actual cream is going to go through the same process that it would go through if you were making whipped cream to use in as a dessert or something like that. So look, it's here now. It's reached that soft peak stage, right? And we're going to continue whipping, really, guys, until the cream breaks. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to break the cream. See here, it's now thicker, and this you could use for a dessert. You could pipe this if you wanted, that sort of thing. But we're going to keep whipping once again until the cream breaks. And it's vitally important that you keep whipping. Even if it looks like nothing is happening, something is happening. The butter is forming. Okay, guys. So take a look at this. I actually increased the speed of the whisk, and take a look at that. You can now see that the butter has changed in consistency, and you can actually see it's starting to formulate the buttermilk. But we're going to keep whisking and take a look. Even the color change has changed. And that being said, I realize that it's a bit shady. We've got some shadows going on, but I want to show you what's happening. All right. We're getting very close. And see, guys, can you see the pool of buttermilk that's actually forming? We are almost there. So, guys, I tell you what, we're going to continue whisking and whisking at a fairly high speed, and we're going to watch the butter form. And you can watch it's starting to break apart. Look at the edges around the bowl. It's starting to break apart. And guys, take a look. We're almost there. You can start to see the droplets around the edge of the bowl. And here we go, guys. We literally have butter. Look at this. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Look at that. Butter. We have butter and buttermilk. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm actually going to do is I'm going to remove the buttermilk from the bowl, the mixing bowl. and I'm going to pour that into the mason jar. Now I'm going to use that to make some scones, I think, but anything that you use milk for, in cooking preparations, you can use the buttermilk, and it's really nice. I love Strauss brand of cream. It's absolutely delicious. It's a lovely brand. It really is. It's excellent. Low pasteurization and very pure. Well, I'm going to beat my butter just once again to see if I can get out any more excess buttermilk, because I need my butter to be as dry, if you will, as possible. So, okay, guys, let's get ready to wash the butter. So I'm just using a spatula here to get the butter really that's really kind of stuck onto the whisk. I'm gonna put that into the cold water, and guys, this water needs to be ice cold, okay? Otherwise your butter's gonna melt into the water. So it needs to be ice cold. So I'll put a glove on here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to knead, just like perhaps you're kneading dough, but I'm going to knead the butter so that I can wash it. And this is one of the things that I like about Strauss's brand. I've done this with other cream that's meant to be nice and natural and pure, and the water is murky. I've had to do this 3 times to remove any of the excess buttermilk. Again, for me, it's really important. I think that it allows the butter to last longer when the buttermilk's removed. So, taking it out of the water, the very cold water, might I add, I'm going to put it onto the paper towel, as I had shown you before. And I'm going to actually start squeezing it. Look at that, guys. Press and squeeze, press and squeeze. I want as much moisture and as much buttermilk, as much water. I want everything removed. And you can see it dried out fairly nicely because it was kind of sticking to the paper. But I'm going to give it a really good squeeze again. That's the second time. Give it a nice squeeze. And guys, that should take care of that. So we're going to get ready for the next part of this, and it's to weigh it. Well, it came up to 6 ounces at 6.9 ounces, and that's what we got from using a pint of cream. Now, I'm going to put this into a crock, and the crock takes 4 ounces, which is a stick of butter. It's really important that your crock is clean, and I mean really clean, like sterile clean and dry. You don't want any water in there, and you don't want anything that can contaminate your butter. So I'm going to put the butter in, and I am going to press it using the paper towel so that I can push out, and I'm really giving it a good press here, guys, believe it or not, so I can push out any air bubbles or any pockets that will prevent the butter from staying in the crock. Now, the butter crock requires water in order for it to keep the butter fresh and also to keep the butter soft. Here again, I have a 1/3 cup or 80 mils of cold water, and this is ice cold water. And I've just put that into the reservoir, and it's really important, once again, guys, that it's clean. Some people use salt, some people put vinegar in the water. It's not necessary as long as you change your water frequently. Every other day, no longer than 3 days. Guys, change the water frequently, always cold water, and your butter can last on your counter for about 30 days. Look at that. It's nice, it's soft, it's creamy, it smells good. It's absolutely delicious. And you can use this to make cakes. You can use this in any way that you would use store-bought butter. Well, guys, look at this. This is our finished product. Make compound butter, add honey to it, add herbs to it. This is your homemade butter. For this recipe and more, please visit me at foodbeyonditsnutrition.com.